Well, we'll take the case of Shameless. It was a situation in which there was a dramedy situation going on where you had serious elements, these people who were so addled by drugs and the terrible decisions they were making, but then you would have the comedic elements that you would have in. So it was a situation in which we recognized that this is a new kind of programming. It's not sitcoms, I Love Lucy down at this end, and it's not, heavy-duty Hill Street Blues or whatever it is down at this end, but there's stuff that goes back and forth, and you would call it a dramedy, and where are you going to put it? And so the producers of the show came to us and said, we always considered this to be more comedic than dramatic, and we can testify to that by telling you what kind of a writer's room we have. We do not have a drama series writing room. Drama series writing room, like in the old Bochco days, is basically a writer's room, but one or two people would get credit for the story and for the teleplay. That it was a kind of a smaller boutique style of writing, as opposed to the kind of Wild West situation that you had in comedy writing rooms. That was shown to us as being more of a comedy series writing room. And at that stage of the game, the board said, okay, we will go ahead and give that a dispensation to go to comedy series, but it can't jump around now. If it goes over there, you have to stay over there. And that's the general rule, that if you come in, the Lemony Snicket series, about a series of unfortunate events, came in under one category, and then they said, we really think that we got a children's show here because it's about a family of children and all of the horrible things that happened to them. And so we said, you can move it, but you can't get out of there. That's your identity now. So we do make these accommodations from time to time. They're the exceptions that prove the rule. We also have another situation in terms of time. If you're 30, then you're a comedy. If you're 60, then you're a drama. And if you want to get out of the category, then you have to submit a number of episodes, your choice, to what we refer to as the industry panel, which is a group of high-level industry executives working in programming who would then I'm the only person who knows who they are, and they're appointed internally, and they're appointed or volunteer internally and are appointed externally from the industry. And then we would take those 12, 15 or whatever people who would be serving on any one and say, we want you to look at this episode, and you can look at the other ones, and then you tell us. And so we've had some switches that go from one to the other, and some that don't go from one to the other.
And in that case, it's anonymous because of undue influence?
Yeah. Nobody wants to be associated with a decision that doesn't go their way.
I mean, yeah, and what about the membership nominating these shows? Is there ever pushback on why is this in this category?
Yes.
With my show?
Yes.
So,
because there's a certain amount of ambiguity about what should go in what category. Shameless, was a very good example of that. We had a situation this year, Surviving R. Kelly, which went into informational. And the question was, shouldn't that be just in straight doc? And I think that there was a very good argument for being in straight doc. And so the appropriate peer group is going back and reviewing and bolstering the eligibility guidelines for what is informational for next year's competition. And it'll be clearer so that we won't get into. But you definitely have some ambiguity in terms of the placement of these shows.
So it's not totally up to the person nominating their show. They have to basically adhere to what the guidelines are, though they might not be eligible.
Yeah.